Some people say it's better than orgasm.
We want to kind of break out of that.
That's what I wanted to ask. What is your weakness?
Can we live frugal life, or it's not possible in our day and ages?
I don't know.
But do you have tags on your clothes?
Unfortunately, there's a tradition in America.
We had to put a number on our arm. And those people who buy things like La Boo Boo because they want to be so special, she takes my stuff, and then when I'm visiting them, I find my stuff in her closet. And no, Natasha, how is this even possible? The light conversation that we have always comes up to dead bodies.
Dead bodies.
What's going on? Why everything ends up with this?
Guys, did you notice? And probably Nadia would be the first one, maybe Julia in Russia will tell us about it as well, that Christmas stuff right now are basically out for sale in like July.
Listen, yesterday I went to Target, and there are little trinkets that they put by the entrance, that they, it's like, usually it's like the holiday stuff, the little, $1 to $5 little
sale stuff,
everything. So number one, it was already all Christmassy. Number two, it was already sold out. Like, there were empty shelves of stuff.
Oh my God.
For Christmas. We didn't even pass Thanksgiving yet. Hold on.
No, we're still waiting for our Thanksgiving. And people, when I walk past some people's windows, their Christmas trees up.
Wow.
Well, it's not that bad in Russia, but I see Christmas stuff already up in the stores. Some time ago, our Christmas stuff started to be like on the shelves, and Christmas decor on the windowsills. It's like in mid-December, and then everything is Christmas, everything is New Year. Now, yes, November, and it's already up there. Not like everywhere, but a lot of places.
In a lot of places, yes.
But the funny thing is, people buy it, right? It's not like were born yesterday and just it's their first Christmas, right? They probably had decorations from the years before, and years before, and they buy it again, and they buy it again. And what do they do with the decorations they had,
They end up in a landfill.
Or they accumulate tons of stuff, but every year is a special year, so we have to buy something more. Like this year, I've heard that you have this madness about Saint Laurent New Year Christmas stuff. Like it's something like a retro, very curated. Everything should be wrapped.
I don't know. That's not
specific wrap paper.
That's not in my budget at all. So
not in my price range.
Not in everyone's budget.
Not in the know.
But remember, in the Soviet Union, we had those. I remember the first box of German Christmas decorations, and we had like weird before because we couldn't find anything. We didn't have this abundance.
Wait about the German Christmas decorations. First, they were handmade Christmas decorations.
But that I don't remember. Remember.
They were handmade.
We did it from like paper. We did it ourselves from the paper.
Yes.
Oh my gosh!
Because you couldn't even find it. Even if you had the money to buy it, it was difficult to come by. It was not so easy to get access to it. So people got creative, and people were making things, like crafting
and
things.
Earlier, like in 19th century, Christmas decor was eatable. It were like candies, nuts, and everything, and that's why they try to make it every year.
Have you guys seen popcorn on Christmas trees?
Oh, it's awful.
What do you mean, like real popcorn?
Real popcorn, like it's popped, and they put it on a string, and they put it on a Christmas tree. Except it's not like they make it fresh and they eat it that same day. They leave it in the box, and then they take it out, and then they put it up again.
Oh, sorry, that wouldn't be my thing.
I can understand
for sure.
dried oranges.
I judge.
I can understand dried oranges on the trees because that's kind of fun. But you really gotta throw it away. But you know what? Nowadays, Soviet Christmas toys, Soviet Christmas decor is so wanted that it skyrocketed in prices. You can buy it and people are buying it like in bunches. And I can tell you that some of the Christmas toys that we've seen like with our own eyes from our earliest ages, that belong to our mothers, to our grandmothers, it costs like a lot, like a lot. It's because at some point in USSR we wanted to buy something outside of our of USSR. We wanted some
True.
Chinese dresses.
You wanted
Yes, we wanted
imported
some.
stuff, right?
Yes, we wanted
Yes.
some Santa Claus, not Get Maros.
Mm-hmm.
But every at one point everyone got that, and now
Yeah.
people want something different. And what is more different than some retro trinkets, some retro things on ornaments on the trees? Yeah, and of course it
Nostalgia
costs
too,
like,
probably.
and
Yeah.
of course, yeah,
But
Yeah.
whoever came up with that idea is a genius. Think about
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, just like yesterday. So I was at Target and I was shopping for a calendar. I wanted a big calendar to put on my desk so that I can write on it, right? I don't know
And
why
it's
my brain doesn't
convenient. You
work that
just
way.
look at it and it's right here in front of your eyes.
Exactly. It's convenient and you can doodle on it and you can,
Yeah.
do whatever. So in any case, so I went to buy a calendar and I'm like, I'm gonna buy a calendar. I didn't even think about it until I got there and I saw the actual calendar. Do you understand that now they make calendars for each and every month? Like it starts in a month that you're in.
Oh,
Oh
wow. No,
wow.
I didn't know that. Mm-hmm.
So when I got there, I'm looking at the shelves and all of these calendars are there and they start in October and we're in November now.
Yeah.
Can you
And,
imagine
and
that?
now you can
So
buy
It's
12
an
someone
calendars
order. It's
instead
an
of one.
order to buy.
someone was
Yes.
ingenious enough to think about it and they're like, what if you want to buy a calendar like me, right, in
Yeah.
freaking November? You would have to buy a whole calendar and only use November and December and then throw it away and buy a new one, right? People who are in marketing are geniuses. I don't know who's
But where's the stock
doing it, but
goes?
they're
The
genius.
created, yeah,
But
creative, business
where's the stock
creative
goes? Like
geniuses.
the stock of things that you didn't buy. Like people, they made 1,000 calendars for starting from October. They bought only 50. Where's the other things go? Like in the trash.
Well, let's hope
Yeah.
it goes into the like recycling thing where they
It
make more
doesn't.
new calendars out of it. Doesn't. It
Yeah,
goes into
let's
the
be
into
naive that
cooking.
much. Yeah.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Understood.
I collected the garbage. Remember that we collected in blue bin, the recycle, and
Oh
green
yeah.
bin, the trash, and I did it all the time. Like I was such a good girl, and then I saw, them collecting that garbage, putting everything in the same truck, and I'm like,
They do. They put it all together.
forget
So it
about
doesn't
it.
matter.
Forget about
But
it.
it's not
It's
like that in
it's too
Germany,
expensive to
though.
recycle. They figure out.
Think about it. But somehow, like the European countries are doing it, and they're
And
very, very
Japan
innovative.
is the
Japan, yes,
the
they're
craziest
so
about it.
innovative about it, right? And they're sorting like German people. They sort everything. They put everything in the bins, and God forbid you put something in the wrong bin or whatever. And not only that, a thrifting culture is very, very high in Europe compared to United States.
In Russia,
Like I
thrifting
see,
culture is really good too. Yeah.
it's really
But
good.
yeah,
When did that
yes.
happen? Because
Oh,
okay,
a lot of time ago.
a long time ago. So you see, the thing is that I think it's a generational thing a little bit, because when I was a kid, I would wear some hand-me-downs from my cousins, and then my sister would wear my hand-me-downs, and then
Right.
it was like a natural recycling situation. Whereas right now, as an adult, I literally feel like I don't save anything. I just throw it away and I buy a new one. A pair of shoes, a dress, whatever. I wear it and then I'm like, oh, it's old, and then I throw it away and I buy a new one. And
Or
it
you
in
go to
some
Goodwill.
ways, but in some ways, it kind of feels. Oh, Goodwill is another thing. We got to talk about it because
Yeah.
Goodwill is
Yeah.
a
Oh
little bit
yeah.
of a mafia. But we got to. In some ways, you feel like, oh, I live better than I used to live before, so I can afford it, and that kind of makes you feel good about yourself. You're like, oh, I can afford it now to like just throw it away and not think about it, and not use it for rags. Remember, we used to use it for rags when you couldn't wear it anymore. You would
Yeah,
like
my
cut it
mom
up
is like to do
and
this,
clean
cut
the
pieces,
kitchen with
clothes
it.
and pieces and
We
knit
still do it,
rags.
by the way. A lot of people still do it.
Do I have
No,
a rag
which is
still?
nothing bad about it. I'm not saying it's bad, but
Yeah.
I'm saying is that just psychologically, I think why my
Yeah.
generation is a little bit more wasteful is because we want to kind of break out of that
But also stuff
feeling.
are cheap. Stuff are
Stuff
cheap.
is
Yes, I wanted
cheaper,
to say
yes, more
that.
Just
Not
accessible.
just cheap, but the quality is not there anymore.
Quality is
Because
not,
like
yes.
because like
none.
I still have well, let me start from the beginning. I really, really, really wanted a good short. because like I wanted it to be long sleeved, puff sleeves and everything. I couldn't find it. Everything that I found was not for me. And can you imagine where I found 10 good shirts from my grandmother? When she died this year, me and my mother, we went to her apartment to just sort things out, something to be thrown away, something to be kept. She
Yeah.
kept my grandfather's shirts. They were brand new, and I got them because they fitted me all right, because I really liked them. So the quality is absolutely great. It was linen, it was cotton, everything is perfect. It happens to everything, like phones, cell phones. My dad
Yeah,
had this.
technology.
My dad had this cell phone Motorola. It was like a flip flop. He lost it. We went to the country house. It was snowing. He lost it in the snow, and it lay there for 2 months or something. It was still working.
But remember the
Yeah.
indestructible Nokia?
Nokia
Yeah,
had
The
Nokia, had
indestructible Nokia
Motorola.
phone
Yeah.
that you could
Yeah.
throw it, you could drop it, you could do
you could do
whatever. Like,
everything
and
with
it
this.
was
Yeah,
nowadays our phones, we buy the cases so that, if we drop it, it doesn't break, and then if we do drop it, we're like, oh my God,
Yeah,
it's gonna
yeah. We're
break.
oh
having
my
a heart,
gosh.
little heart attack. Yeah.
Right? Indestructible Nokia. People do expect
Right.
a certain quality, definitely. Like I have a bag, the Louis Vuitton bag, and it's indestructible too. I've had it for so many years, and I'm not the most careful person. I always like scrape something. I always like bang something on something.
Hmm.
It's like, so I can't have like a $5,000 Chanel bag with lambskin, because that lambskin is literally going to turn into trash in a matter of like 2 weeks. And it,
But Louis
Is it
Vuitton,
Louis Vuitton
yeah,
canvas
it's
tote
the
or
also
something?
canvas,
duped.
Yeah.
But
correct.
it's duped so much. Like it's probably the most faked brand in the world, because
Okay,
everyone,
but
they go to the Goodwill, or I don't know, some grocery store, and there's a woman, will be with this huge Louis Vuitton bags, and that's not like the real Louis Vuitton for sure.
no, for real. But like,
But
I
it
don't
it looks
care. The
real.
the the matter of the fact is, like, their quality is pretty good for certain stuff, right?
Yeah.
For certain
Yeah.
stuff. My husband had I don't remember if I gave it to him or he bought it for himself. He had a wallet, the same company, the same canvas material, right? But his wallet literally fell apart in a matter of like 2 months or something. So we went
Mm-hmm.
back there and we're like it fell apart. Like the glue
Well,
came out, like everything.
Yeah.
It just like,
we had this. I think maybe it was just a shop that sold this thing, but maybe it was something more. I don't remember. It was the shop called Golden Lock, and it sold leather stuff,
mhm.
purses and bags and wallets
Mm-hmm.
and everything. And I remember it was 2004 when I got one of my first jobs on the TV of my friends. So they presented me this wallet from the store as my birthday gift. I still have it. I still have it. I still use it. It's always in my bag. It's dirty and everything, but it holds on. Nothing ripped. Nothing nothing scraped. Everything is in
Yeah.
perfect. Well, not
Yeah.
perfect, but okay condition.
Right.
Yeah, the quality. But girls, but before I forgot, or I'm not gonna forget
Mm?
because I keep it in my mind. We have to like remember we wanted to like dress up and show our overconsumption. So I put like
Oh yeah.
all the a bunch of rings. They don't match, but that doesn't matter. I would put a bunch of golden chains on me. But like, pay attention. Look at my background.
Oh my.
I
Okay,
love
you
it.
have to you can see probably everything, but there's a three candles. There's a
The
pumpkin
pumpkin,
for
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Thanksgiving. There's a Christmas thingy right here, the sleigh. There's a thankful thing. It's that's actually on my stairs. So if you can you see the green, huge
Yes.
green thing?
Yes.
And there's also a lamp right here, also for Christmas. I have another one like this, and the
Unf-
roses. Just for the
Unfortunately, I cannot show you my overconsumption because it will be madness. I buy books like crazy. I
Oh,
like to read
that's your
paper
weakness.
books. Yes, I can't. I have my reader, like I have it here, but I
Mhm.
don't use it quite often. I like to read paper book.
Mm.
I love to. I love to
Right.
just
So
take
that's what
it
I wanted
and
to
It's the
ask. What
smell
is your
too,
weakness?
isn't it? Isn't it
it's
the
the
smell
smell, it's
too?
the yes, it's the smell, it's the way you can touch papers.
Yes.
Everything is, like this, and I
Which
understand.
okay, but they're also biodegradable. Paper is biodegradable, so I don't think this counts as overconsumption in the end.
Yes, but it's not like, oh, every time you buy a book, you believe it's going to be the book. It's going to be great. It's going to be perfect. You're going to read it. You're going to enjoy it. But you know what? Nowadays, like 50% of the time you buy and read, this is trash. And you
Yeah.
spend your money on this trash. And where it goes, I give it to
Mhm.
libraries and everything. But still, a lot
Right.
of people
Yes.
accumulate a lot of things.
Yes.
Is this overconsumption? Can overconsumption win over minimalism? Can we live frugal life, or it's not possible in our day and ages, or it's not
It's
possible for
difficult.
humanity?
It's difficult
I
because
don't think it's possible
we're
for me.
constantly bombarded by commercials, by advertisement, by this and that and the other one. For me, it's makeup and everything makeup
I knew
related.
that. I knew that that would be makeup for
Okay,
Nadia
because
and cream
essentially
skincare.
I literally have eyeshadow that I have had. I've owned them for like 5 to 7 years,
Mhm.
and they're
I,
still like not used up because the amount of eyeshadow that they put in the thing, right? Like you can't use it up in like 2 3 months.
in not
It
all
doesn't work
colors.
like
If
that.
you get a palette, you probably use like two colors out of it, and all the rest you
Exactly.
don't
Yeah.
even
All the
touch.
rest are
Yeah,
just there, right?
yeah.
And so but I'm too cheap to throw it away. Like I'm not gonna throw it away. So it just stays there. But it's not like I don't want a new one. I want a new one anyway, right? So I go and get myself a new one, which has similar colors, which because I always use pretty much similar colors, and I have like triple, 3, 5 different things of the same thing because I'm bombarded by advertisement. I'm
It looks
bombarded by
pretty.
images,
It
right?
looks pretty. Yeah,
Exactly.
you want to look like all of those commercials, girls in
Yes.
commercials, and you
They
think,
do
well,
a
this
really
one,
good job. They do a really
yeah,
good job selling it to me.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, what do
have
you think about those? It's a trend. I think that people roll their camera and open up everything they bought on Tamu or Shane or something like that. And it's tons and tons of similar stuff. And they open those bags like every couple days. And it's
mhm,
like, I bought 20 uh, t-shirts in different colors, but it's the
mhm.
same shirt. It's the same t-shirt.
Yeah,
Do
it's
they ever,
crazy.
do they even wear it?
I
I
Do
don't
don't
you
know,
know.
but I
do you
really
have
feel
tags on your clothes
We
in
can go
your
to Goodwill
I
if you're
wear my
ready.
clothes.
If you're
I
ready
wear
for.
Oh.
my stuff.
I don't have. If I had more money, I probably would need to buy a separate house just for the clothes because I do love clothes. Seriously, I'm like, this is my problem, my weakness. I go to the website and I'm like, oh my god, I want this dress and this dress. I want everything from this side, and I can't. So that's where my limits are. But I probably,
But
it is what it
do
is.
you see, I don't know, Natasha, if you see it differently in your children, because my kid, she literally will not she does tell me, like sometimes I tell her, let's go get you a new pair of jeans, and she goes, I have jeans.
Oh.
She is
Mm,
so she's like, but and even when I go like and overindulge and I buy myself, the makeup and whatever, she looks at me and she goes, you have that. Like she literally puts me in check, and she's like, why would you get something that you already have? You're spending too much. Well, you're spending money, number one, and then you're spending resources because it's it was made from something.
oh, my kids don't say that, but I don't buy. Usually, I very rarely buy them clothes during the year. But unfortunately, there's a tradition in America that you have to buy a lot of Christmas presents, like a lot.
Oh.
So all of my like basically clothes I buy for Christmas and for birthday, and it's a lot. So I start buying from the summer because it's then I have to buy t-shirts and all of that because the season will be over. I won't be able to buy that. So I start somewhere in July to buy Christmas stuff.
Why is this? Where's this tradition comes from? Is this from, like, from this type of mind that you're gonna be so generous on Christmas Eve that everyone should see it, or it's something else?
It's
because we don't
evolved.
have this tradition. We don't have this
Yeah.
tradition. Some people give a lot of, very expensive gifts, someone not. Someone just, throws a little party here and there. They give you small trinkets. It's not like a requirement of celebrating Christmas or New Year.
I
Yeah.
think it's a culture. It's a culture. Remember, you
It
guys
started
remember
somewhere. I just
Home
don't know
Alone?
where.
You remember Home
Hmm.
Alone?
Yeah.
Where, the
Yeah.
premise of the movie was always during Christmas time, and they always would show you this huge tree with like boxes and boxes and boxes of things, right? And that culture kind of like kept going, and they're like, well, this is the expected, this is the norm, right? That you
Yeah,
see.
it's absolute norm for some. When I remember my first American Christmas, and I remember our Soviet Christmas and post-Soviet Union, it's one little tiny thing under the tree in the January this first, right? You found in the morning, and we went to north to my ex-husband's parents' house, and it was before the Christmas they started putting presents under the tree, and it wasn't under the tree actually. It was some under the tree. Other presents, other boxes were on couches. They were everywhere.
Oh my
And I
God.
entered the room and I'm like, the whole day I was just going into that dining room because it was specially decorated for just opening the Christmas presents. They didn't use that room for anything else, honestly, an extra room. And I just, the whole day, I just sneaked into that room to see. I couldn't believe. I'm like, is it real? Are those boxes like real presents? And I didn't know that it wasn't it. In the Christmas morning, it was more boxes. They took out more boxes, and it was some from Santa Claus, some from that person, some from that person, and we kept opening and opening and opening. Obviously, it's for the whole family, not for one person, but it was a lot. I couldn't believe it. But I remember the happiness. Like, you are just so excited to open these presents, and when you open it, and even the stuff, some more stuff I didn't need, it's just the happiness of it. You get happy
Right,
from
but you
getting
see, I think
stuff.
it's the same thing. Like Julia was saying that there's people who unbox things, right? And they do
Yeah.
it every day on camera, et cetera, et cetera. Why do we watch that? It's because we
Yeah.
get that a little bit of that happiness from them, from opening something and being like, what's inside? What's inside? I want to see, what does it look like? What does it smell like? What does
Yeah.
it taste like? Right? And we get that experience vicariously from them.
Yeah.
That's why I think, because
Yeah.
I would watch those videos for hours sometimes.
Yes, but it's still kind of odd to be so intrigued and so into this kind of videos, because like you can see all those things in the malls. You can go there and pretend that you're
Yes, but
shopping.
they're
Not the
not in the
It's
box.
not
same.
it,
Not the
They're
same.
not
it's
in the
yes,
box.
they're not in the box, yes, but this is madness. Sometimes when I see some videos about like Black Friday that you've had, like we don't have this stuff in Russia. We never had this madness over Black Friday. It
Where people
started to
camp
be a little bit
outside.
bigger. Yes,
Well,
but
that
now I
doesn't
see
happen here either.
yes, but I see similar madness about just little things that Starbucks they made this barista, this cup in the shape of bear, and people camp overnight to just
Yes,
try and
to
get
get
it,
it.
and it's
Yes,
two in the
there was
store, and
there
they
was a
fight over that.
It's a
huge
scarcity
scandal where
tactic. Yeah.
where exactly where the employees came, and there were people outside, camped outside
Yeah,
from the day before, but employees came first, and they literally bought
and
everything
snitched it.
before
Yes,
before they even opened the doors to the public. And so everybody complained, people were let go, whatever, fired, there was a big thing. But essentially, that's what it is. The scarcity tactic, like Natasha said, it worked really well in USSR. Why wouldn't it work here? Same thing with iPhones. When they released their new iPhones, what? They can't make enough iPhones? Yes, they can. But they make you wait in line, they make you sign up, they make you, do all of that so that there's more interest.
Yeah, I wasn't
Alabubu.
ever into this. I
You
wasn't
remember this?
ever in latest and greatest. I never stood in
No,
lines. I don't know. Did you
no,
guys?
no.
No.
No, never.
I
Uh,
the
We
only
had
the
this
never.
only
little.
the only line the only line I had to stand in Natasha was a DMV line. Okay, when I need to change
No,
my
I
license,
remember
driver's
those
license.
lines. I remember those lines when I were a kid, when I was just a small girl, and we had to stay in line like for some treats. If you
Well, that's
remember
a
any
different
of you that
story. We
we
didn't
had
have
That is
to,
a
yeah,
different
anything.
story.
we had to put a number on our arm, just
Yeah.
to understand. But it was it was awful. I mean, for me, when I was a kid, it was kind of an adventure. I was trying to see
Yeah,
people,
for
I was
kids.
imagining stuff, but for grown-ups, it was horrible. And now people, they subject themselves to this willingly. It's kind of, it's really odd for me.
And sometimes just to
And
get a little bit of discount, like just
yes,
save on it and get more stuff for the same amount of money, like
yes,
just
and
more and
those
more
people,
and more.
and those people who buy things like Labubu because they want to be so special. What's so special? Because like 20 people in front of you are walking with the same things. Yeah, this thing Labubu, we left here.
I can't
We were
understand it.
laughing. Yeah, we were laughing here in Russia because you know almost everyone that I know of were saying plushie on your bag. Okay, well, get some other one. It's the same thing. No, it's not the same. It's the unique. What's unique in
Yeah,
it? I don't know.
because everyone wants
But
it. That's the only thing. Marketing.
whoever was selling it made so much money. How much money did they make?
I don't
Oh,
know,
I
but
don't
a
even
lot. It has
remember.
to be a
Okay,
lot.
I want to come up with something like that so that everybody buys it and so that I can be a billionaire. Okay, please and thank you.
Yeah,
I'm
but
open
it's
to
not how you
ideas.
market it. So right now you're studying it. So please study and make your business, create
Nadia,
that thing, and hire us.
Nadia, one K-pop idol seen with your stuff will make you very, very rich, just as it made the maker of Labubu.
Oh,
The,
that's how
the,
they did it? I didn't
Yeah.
know. I didn't even
oh, you
honestly,
have to
I didn't
hire
even know what it
a
was.
talent.
Ah, there you go. You
No,
I don't
see?
she.
know.
I think that she just bought this thing. She put it on her bag. Everyone saw it and wanted.
Oh, I get it.
So it
It
came
wasn't
from the
like
influencer. Okay.
Mm,
Well,
okay.
it does come from something always, like those Stanley Cups. They weren't
Yes,
so popular, but
they
once
were
is
we
it
not.
saw
over with the
that
Stanley
video,
Cups?
No, it's not over. It's still going.
not as much, but like
Not as much, right? But it's still
it
going.
came from the video, right, with a car accident where the car was
Yes,
completely crushed and the Stanley Cup was completely
intact.
intact. And yeah, and it's just it started this boom. I never had a Stanley Cup, but the girls had something like similar. They're not obsessed with latest and greatest either, so I'm glad. But
Have you ever read the book by Marie Kondo, where you have to, make the unhaul of everything that is in your apartment that doesn't spark joy?
Yes. But she gave up. She gave up.
Yes.
She
she
gave
did.
up. Yes, she did.
Uh,
She
damn,
gave
she
up.
Now she
betrayed.
finds joy in everything.
She
Yes.
betrayed. She betrayed followers. She probably had a lot of
But
followers, right?
can you imagine? Yes, but can you imagine people living like in a minimal in this frugal life where they have just one cup, one of everything, and they are fine with it? I can't.
No,
I
I
seen
can't
some
either.
videos where people live in empty apartment with just like two t-shirts and everything, and they say that they're happiest they've ever been. It
Yeah.
feels so
But
odd to me.
okay, I think there has to be a balance to it, right? There
Mm,
has to be a balance to it. You can, on one side, you have the hoarders who just keep everything, even receipts from movies from 20 years ago, right?
yeah.
Because it holds some kind of
I have some
value to
tickets
them. I don't
saved in
know,
my album.
right? And then, well, but you don't save every single one. You save the special
No,
ones,
no,
right?
no.
You
It
don't
was
save
like I
every
think it
single
was
one.
like cruise tickets, not like movie
But
tickets.
you see, but that's what I'm saying. That's where,
Yeah.
it gets a little bit weird. And then on the other side, you get people who are so frugal, like Julia said. Remember there was this episode, I think it was on
TLC.
maybe TLC, I don't know. This lady that lives in New York, and she's so cheap that she doesn't buy clothes, she doesn't buy food. She literally
Oh.
will go in a dumpster of the restaurant and like food hunt in a dumpster of a
Hmm.
restaurant.
Yeah, that's
And
mentality. That's
she
I
would
don't.
she would
Yeah.
like get together like pieces of soap or bars of soap, right? And she would use that, and she will not buy herself soap, not hygiene products, nothing like that. And I don't know
Oh,
what
that's
she was
gross. I
saving
don't know. I
for.
think it's gross.
I don't know what she was
Sorry,
saving
sorry,
for.
lady. But
Right.
But
But again, I think from
yeah,
here to here, it's like insanity. Here's insanity,
yeah,
here's insanity. But everywhere in between where you can balance, I think that's where we live. We're okay.
yeah, but aren't you get tired of constant ads? Like,
Yes.
but you open your phone, it's an ad. You go outside, there's an ad. And
Yes.
sometimes I really want to, just shut my eyes, close, and not see and
Hmm.
not hear everything. Um, Sometimes I get so frustrated with things that in my apartment that I want to throw away everything, like every single thing.
But you're
And
good at it. You're good at throwing stuff away, as far as I
yeah,
remember.
but they're coming back. Like it's like a horror movie. I'm throwing
Juk,
them
juk,
away and
juk,
they're
juk,
coming back. Yes.
the old cup. Tick, 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 tick,
Yeah,
tick,
it's
tick. Crawl
awful. It's
downstairs.
awful.
No, no, no,
Like
wait,
I'm
wait. You guys are laughing. They're coming back. In my case, they're really coming back. You know how? It's
no.
because
No.
I get the clothes that I'm gonna go and donate, right, to whatever, and I'm packing them and I put it right by the door and then I forget it. My thing is that I literally forget things, right? So I forget to take it, and then the next day I'm a little lazy, and the next day something else, and the next day something comes up. 5 days later, the bag is not there anymore. Where did the bag go? Right back into my closet because my husband put it back. Okay. So my things will never leave. Even sometimes, even to the point where I throw things away in the trash. Right? I'm like, this t-shirt is so
He
old.
takes it out.
He takes it out of the trash. He's like, I'm gonna use it to wash my car.
Okay,
It ends up back in the
he's a
house.
real past Soviet Union person.
Okay,
He
but it
does
ends up back
look
in the
at
You
him
house.
know,
and be
you know what?
like him.
I have a similar problem, but with my mom, I
And
collect
my
things
mom,
that
my mom
yeah,
does that.
I collect things that I want to throw away. My mom, if she finds out, she comes to me and she's like, "What is that, Julia? And this is the stuff that I don't want. And you, mom, you don't want it too. Please just close the bag and forget it." No, she will go through it. Oh, this is new. I'm going to wear it. No, mom, you're not going to wear it. And, like she takes my stuff. And then when I'm visiting them, I find my stuff in her closet. And did you wear it? No. Why are you keeping
I,
this?
my
Well,
mom
because
does the
it's
same
new.
thing. It's I guess it's a Soviet Union because our parents didn't have much,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's she does all the time, and they take stuff. I find them from I threw it away, some cups or anything, and I see it next time hidden somewhere in her like shelf. I'm like, Mom.
My mom, she always loved to shop. And even now, when she's saying she doesn't need anything and she goes into the mall, she will buy something for herself. I remember when I was a kid and we were going, like shopping with my mom, and she was saying to my dad that she's going shop for underwear. We were like looking for fur coats. Like, mom, it's not underwear, but it's pretty. It's this and that's.
Oh my God,
So it's the
Target is the
same thing.
worst. Isn't
No,
it
but that's
Target the
therapy.
worst?
No, but that's
Shopping, I'm still
therapy.
keeping
Oh,
in my
Target,
head.
I
Yeah,
hate. Oh,
shopping
girl.
therapy. Shopping therapy is some people say it's better than orgasm, and I have to
But
agree.
it's short lived. It's very short lived
So
because when you
so it's orgasm.
but you know what, when you buy things with your own money and
At least you have something.
when you buy things with your own money, that's okay, but when you buy it with credit cards, it's even worse because
Mm-hmm.
now like a lot of people, they buy things with money they don't have.
They don't have.
Okay, they
Yes.
have the stuff, but they have
That's
to.
overspending. That's
Yeah,
overspending.
and
Yes,
every
that's
store
living
gives you tries to sell you their
their own
store's
credit card.
card.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
so yeah, that it's absolute true. Yeah, and
No, and I'm terrified of that. That's why when I first started using credit cards, I really hated them because that's how I was, like I cannot, like I don't know how much I'm spending basically.
Mm.
Oh, even though I know, but I don't know. Like I had I had a lot of anxiety using credit cards because we were never used to doing that before. Like growing up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who had a credit card? Nobody had a credit card, and so it was so new to me and it was so foreign to me. So literally for the first, I want to say like 2 years, I would keep my credit card balance at like $10. And I would not
yeah,
spend more than $10 on it because I was afraid I was going to overspend.
I have a
yeah.
confession to make. I have never in my
We're not gonna
entire
tell anyone.
life, yeah, of course, I've never in my entire life had a credit card, and I've never used a credit card because I was always so afraid
What a
of using
confession!
credit cards. Every person I know used credit card like sometime in their life, but not me, nor my parents. We never used it. And every time when I hear the phone call from the bank or something, and they keep telling me, but credit card is so great because you will have like it's a celebration time. You will buy presents for your loved ones. What if you don't have money for this? If I don't have money for this, I'm not going to buy presents for my loved ones.
Right.
Like they don't understand it. We're
Right.
talking. It's everyone I know. They're always laugh at me when I'm talking to the banks. Like 5-10 minutes explaining why I don't want your credit card. They're
He's like, I don't
just
need
fuck.
it.
Yeah, I don't need it. They're just end the phone call. That's it. But
No,
I
but you
want them
see
to
here
understand.
they not here in general. They
Yeah.
started enticing people with points. If you use our
I
credit
do this
card,
for
we're gonna give
points.
you points back. We're gonna give you money back. Da, da, da,
Same
whatever. And
here.
you can fly. You know, you can use the points to fly and travel. You can da, 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 whatever. And that's how they do it. They reel you in with those credit cards. But also another thing, like in the United States, if you don't have a credit history, it's really hard for you to do anything really.
Yeah.
True.
So if you want to buy a house in the future, unless you have cash to buy a house, you can't buy a
Yeah.
house if you don't have
Yeah.
credit
So
When
history.
to
I
buy
came, yeah.
so to buy a house, if you don't have a credit card, you have to take a credit for I don't know for a cup. What? How is it
You
working?
So
have to build the credit. Like when you come to the country, the new country, and for example, right? And like when I came and Nadia came, we couldn't even open the credit card. We have to somehow start this credit line, and you have to build your credit history. So in the beginning, I opened something that Victoria's Secret gave credit cards to everyone. So I opened
Oh,
Victoria's Secret card, and I didn't even need it. I bought like one bra, and I just
mhm.
had it that card. And your credit starts getting higher and higher, and building, even if you don't buy anything, because it shows that you like paid. If you pay on time or anything like this, you don't have to like keep spending. Like I used to spend
Well,
because
no, but if you don't spend on a credit card at all, zero, your credit score will go up, but very, very slowly, extremely slowly.
yes, but
So
it's
it's
at least
better
it's
if
not
you
gonna drop if you overspend and don't pay
right, but
like on time.
it's better if you spend a little bit like I did, like $5, $10 on the card, and then I pay it on time, and then that basically tells the bank system that you are trustworthy. That's what
Yeah,
it tells them.
that you can
But
pay your debt if you borrow anything.
but
Yeah,
the
right.
thing but the thing is that also if you're only borrowing always like $5 to $10 and you're not borrowing any more than that, they're like, well, but how do we know to trust you with a big sum of money if
yeah.
you only spend like a little sum of money every time? So it's a closed loop thing where they reel you in and they're like, but without it you can't get a car, for example, unless you have
Yeah.
the cash to pay for the car.
I buy everything with my credit card now because of the points, and I just pay it off at the end of the month. Like
That's how
I
I
know
do
my
it.
livings. I can control myself, like stuff,
Right,
you
right.
know.
But then there are people who can't. Think about
Yeah,
how many people end up in
absolutely.
debt, and they're actually trying to make it illegal. How many people are ending up in debt because they're in college? They don't understand how the system works, and they just spend, 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 and they max out their credit cards, they ruin their credit, and then they have to pay off that debt for many years after they graduated,
Yeah, it's
right?
an American thing. I remember when I
It's a
was like
predatory
in
thing.
Russia, it's like it's American thing to be in debt. Like it's normal for Americans to be in debt, but it's not really.
But you know what?
It's how you
I always, yeah,
or.
always
But you're
frustrates
right.
me when banks they want to give you credit card, they want to give you money, um, even though they know that a lot of people like jobless and they won't be able to give it back. Why doing
Again,
this?
that's
It's
it's predatory. It's
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
predatory so that we can take away whatever you have. If you have
yeah.
an apartment, we're going to take that apartment away. You know, if you have a car, we're going to take the car away. It's literally predatory, and it should be illegal to do that. But you know,
Well, yeah, but the people have limits on their credit cards, basically. But they will get another credit card and
yes,
another credit
yes,
card,
yes,
and they will have like 50 of them, and
Yeah.
they pay, and then your amount because of the interest is you spend something $10 or some Christmas ornament, right? And then in 10 years, it's this Christmas ornament already 150, right? Because
yeah.
you keep paying interest on it, and
Okay,
that's
That's
also the
a
thing people don't understand.
I have a little story about that. So there was a girl that I knew, right? And she had like almost like like crazy amount on her credit card debt. I don't know why. I don't know how it happened, but she had a crazy amount of credit card debt. But then every time she would get paid, she would only pay like a minimum to the credit card. And I'm looking
Yeah.
at her. I'm like, do you understand that your debt is growing exponentially?
It will
by
never
you
end.
only
Yeah.
only only paying like the minimum amount. But she goes, but I don't want to spend my real money and pay off my. I'm looking at her, I'm like, but in the end you're gonna owe more. And a lot of people don't understand that, right? They don't
Yeah.
No, they
understand how
don't.
interest works, how
And they
interest
don't teach it in
accrues.
school. Yeah, they don't teach this
Yes,
stuff in school.
and
Yeah.
and I remember I've seen the video where a girl was actually really confused. Like she thought that credit card money were free money, that
Hmm.
That's
she was just so
crazy.
special and unique, and the bank just gave her money to spend, and she was
Hmm.
so confused when they stopped giving her money. Like I like she's owed
Yeah.
a really
Yeah.
huge amount of money to bank, and she was like, how did it possibly
How did it
how could it
happen? Yeah,
possibly be
just like that.
happening to
Just
me?
like
And then,
that.
like
And
the
this
parents didn't probably explain it to her. But there's a new thing also now, and it's like
What?
it was for a bunch of years. And I remember I used it because we had like no money, and I was pregnant, and all of that. And my it's a different story. But they give you a new credit. You can open a new line of credit, new credit card
Mhm.
to pay for that credit card that you have without like interest for like a year or a few months. So you
Hmm.
pay your debt with that new credit card, you use that credit card, you max it out, and you open another
Hmm.
one. And it's like another circle. Some people do that. I remember I did that like a couple of times. I was just paying for my credit with the new card and to use that. That's insane. Thank God I don't have to do it. But yeah, people do it and then they forget that they can't already.
Yeah. Let's go back to the thrift shops because I am
Let's
very
go to
interested.
Goodwill.
Yeah. And let's dive to Goodwill. I've seen the videos with the prices of Goodwill. We don't have Goodwill here. We have other thrift shops, and our thrift shops, they are like very different things. Like some of the thrift shops, they're with cheap clothes and everything that was used, that was worn, and there is some vintage thrift shops where you can find Dolce and Gabbana, Versace, and everything, and it costs not like it was used before. But with the prices of Goodwill, where the used and broken stuff costs more than in the real shop, the new one, what is this? What's going on with this thing?
I'm not really
Yeah.
sure about thrift shops per se, but what I do want to say about Goodwill is that people give Goodwill stuff for free, like they
Hmm.
just drop it off,
Yeah.
but then Goodwill sells it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And they sell it. They used to be cheap. Not anymore. Goodwill is not cheap
Right?
anymore. Mm-mm.
Right?
And
So
it's
I get
so
it. I get it. It's
huge.
cheaper. It's cheaper because it's used, but it's still not like dirt
Now,
cheap.
now you can buy the same prices in new stores because it's so cheap. The stuff are so cheap to produce from China. It's actually Goodwill batches the prices. Besides probably stuff like China, like cups,
Hmm.
some
Hmm.
silverware, some furniture you can buy cheaper in Goodwill.
Hmm.
But clothes is basically the same stuff. And there's a lot of stuff with like labels still attached. But
But again, do you see? But do you see this? This like someone who is a genius came up with that stuff.
yeah,
They saw that people are throwing away a lot of like, still good stuff, and they're like, why don't you give it to us and we'll sell it to somebody else?
yeah,
How do you
I
find
had it. I
pricing?
went to Goodwill twice, and it was always before the holidays. And I remember I had this bag with stuff like you put it in front of the door, I put it in the trunk of my car, and I drive with this for months with that bunch of clothes in my
Yes,
trunk.
yes.
And I went there for Christmas, and it was a line to just give your stuff away for free to Goodwill. And they just took those, boxes and bags, and they just dumped it in this just huge containers.
I think
And yeah,
I
so
think we
to
have
sort it
the
later.
similar. Yeah, I think we have the similar shop. It calls Spasiba. Thank you. You can donate your clothes to their place and they will sell it, not giving you money, of course. But I remember H&M, they had the system that failed miserably, where they got you gave you points for returning clothes because they
Yeah,
said
I
that they
remember
were
that. We had
I
to do
think
recycling.
that.
Zara
And
does that
then
now.
and yes, and then everyone knew that they were not recycling it, they were just throwing it away, and the bunch of like mountains of clothes that was
Oh,
not reusable, it was nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. People want to. Some people have like more conscious mind, right? And they want to think that they do something good, like giving stuff away for free to goodwill. Some people give really bad stuff, worn out with holes and dirty, and they think they will, they will give it to some poor people, and poor people will obviously be happy. They think, and some people think that like something to giving it to HEMs, they will say save something. Some people will do recycle like we did.
Hmm.
Just try to make it better, like say leave less trucks, like consuming trucks on the earth, but it doesn't work like that anymore.
Yeah, but
Maybe
you
in
know what?
Japan, but
Yeah, but I'm really, really, really sad to see all those videos where mountains of
buying is better, less better.
unrecyclable plastic clothes and everything that just been thrown away because no one wants it because
Yeah.
it's cheap trash. And I remember when we were in Rome, I think it was Rome or maybe some other city. We went to to a store, and me and my friend we wanted to get ourselves some backpacks, and we've seen the backpacks that we really liked, but they were cost like well, not a small amount. I think it was quite pricey, and they were not leather, and they were called this I hate this word, eco leather. It's
Oh,
just
yeah,
plastic.
that's how
It's
it's
just
called. Yeah.
plastic. And I remember the saleswoman, she was so proud when when she told me, we love animals and that's why we don't use anything leather. And I told her, I love animals too. I really want those animals to be alive after we use things. And I don't want to buy plastic. I want to buy a real thing that were made ethically as much as they can be, and I will use it like years and years to
Forever.
come.
But it's basically, anything to make you feel good about yourselves. The same thing,
Yeah.
like equal leather, right? A lot
Yeah.
of people are like, "Oh, I'm buying this." So, the poor little, I don't know, what do they make bags out of? I don't know. Piggy is still going to be running around alive, just
Sheep,
because I didn't buy the bag, right? Or
lamb.
sheep or lamb, right?
Yeah.
Just because I didn't buy the bag. But that is not true. They're still slaughtered for food, for other
Yes.
resources,
Yeah,
you
they
know.
don't consider that. They don't consider it. They try to
They don't
balance
want to
somehow.
consider
Try
that.
to
It's
make
not
yourself feel
it's
better
not like you
somewhere.
saved anyone, really.
Yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
you have to be vegan and I eat grass. I
And
guess
yeah,
it's
you have to be vegan, but you wear this polyester clothes that will never, disintegrate into the
a
ground,
lot
and
of
they will.
rich people who are vegans. They use very expensive clothes and a lot of it. So
Right?
it's
And we're not.
pretentious.
Yes, and we're not even talking about flights, not commercial, but
Oh,
private flights, private
Yes.
jets, and everything, this
Yes.
carbon thing that's in the air. Yeah, so
But we are like, just as creatures, right? Sometimes I'm looking at listings of houses of real estate that I cannot afford, but I'm still looking at it,
I
right?
love
And I'm
to
like,
look at that.
"Oh,
Yeah.
look at that, like $2 million house, $3 million house." But then when I think about how much energy do you need to keep the
And
lights on
yeah,
in
they
the
don't
house?
use half of that house. They probably live
Just
like in
because
one
of the
room.
lights.
Yeah,
How much
true.
energy do you need
Pool,
to keep
pool,
the air
every
air
conditioner.
conditioner on? Oh my God, like it's crazy. It's crazy. So
Yeah,
yeah, so if you're one person
because
and you're buying that mansion, for what reason are you buying it
yes,
for?
because everyone wants to
and I
be a
know a few
lord of
people.
some sort, like Scottish lord, or a British count that has this huge mansion and 30 people that works in this mansion and everything. But we're
Well,
not. We're
but
just an
but okay, but
ordinary
no,
people.
correct. Yes, it's one thing if you are a lord and then you do
Yeah.
have 30 people working for. At least you're providing job security for 30
Right.
people,
Yes.
right? That's
Yeah, that's
different.
true.
And also, the castle, the mansion that you have came from generations before. It's not like something that, you just keep. Well, actually, they
Oh,
probably do have
now
accumulating. But
nowadays
anyway,
I know a few people who have this. I don't know. Their houses are enormous, like enormous, and that's one or two people living there permanently, and they have maybe a party like once a month, once in 3 months, and all the rest of the time it's basically an empty place. Uh,
People will say we're
but
just
it's in
jealous.
America mostly. It's very
well,
American thing.
I'm telling you, like, listen, if you right now, if I win a lottery, right, like today, immediately, and I
Yeah,
win like an enormous amount of money, guess what's the first thing that I'm gonna do? I am gonna
A
house.
go and
house.
I'm gonna buy myself like a huge mansion,
True,
and I am gonna go and
true.
buy myself 3,000 bags that I don't need
We're
for no
hypocrites.
Yeah.
That's what
reason.
we are.
Right?
We're
I will
hypocrites.
still do that. I will still
As
do
I
that.
said, I would buy clothes. I would. And
Yes.
I don't know how. Maybe I would constrain myself somehow, but probably not gonna do it. But that's what I think that I would do. It's not
I
like I'm.
don't even want to. I don't even want to think about how large my library is gonna be.
Yeah, I wish I could show you the books, my kids' books shelves. They're half of the books they didn't even read, but yeah, they have the same disease, the weakness, not
Yes, and
disease.
about the
We all
books,
have
you
disease,
buy them
but
and
well,
you don't read them, and
yeah.
then you know, like you want to read something, you see through everything that you have, and you say, "Oh, I don't have anything to read. I need to buy something else."
It's the
True.
same thing
It
with
is a
clothes.
disease.
I don't have
Yeah,
Yeah,
nothing to
anything to
wear.
wear.
Nothing to
Yes.
wear.
yeah,
Yeah. Well,
nothing to wear.
keep in mind that how Japanese do it, how they recycle. I watched a video of this guy from America who went to live in Japan. Who I don't know,
Mm.
if permanently immigrated or not, but he was complaining like he said the worst thing in Japan is recycling. You spend half of your life recycling because everything has to be separated. Glass, cups of the bottle, everything has to be washed, put in different containers. But what else they do? They build islands, garbage islands, like literally in water. They build new islands, from garbage. And I'm like,
Yes,
is that the sea levels? That's why the sea levels are raising because Dubai built islands, and that's not supposed to
and
be there.
they do that, and still everything they are selling in their supermarkets, like every apple, every orange, every pear,
It's
wrapped
covered in
in
plastic.
plastic.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely, that's the funny thing. I don't know if it's
It's
funny,
the
haha,
funniest.
but
Yeah.
but yeah, everything like little one piece of rice will be wrapped in 10
No,
layers of plastic. Because
that
I
is
don't
it's
true
know.
it's so
too.
odd. Yeah, it's so odd
Yeah,
to even think about it. They want this environment. We people want to live in clean world with clean air and everything, and still we do everything that we do is just dirting it. Like everything is we do destroying things.
like what
Even our
what
own
do
apartments.
True, that's true. But what do you guys do to minimize it? Do you do anything? Like for example, I try to use my own bags. I bring my own bags in the store. That's like
Yes, every
minimum that
time.
I can do. I don't use plastic bags for like the fruits or vegetables. I just put them in
But
my
you know,
bucket.
right, but Natasha,
But it's not much.
we as it's not much, but we as the post-Soviet Union people, we all have a bag with a bag. Remember where we
Yes.
collect the plastic bags
I don't
and
throw
we
away
Maybe
reuse
bags.
even
the
couple
plastic
bags with the
bags.
bags. Yes.
Yes,
We
and we
don't throw away
reuse the
bags.
plastic bags, which is great. I think not a lot of people
Yes.
do it. I think everybody should
Yeah.
do it. So I use them in my
Yeah.
bathroom for my bathroom
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
for
whatever
little
bucket.
cans. Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah,
Exactly the same thing. Yeah, and if I have some garbage that I don't want to rot in like big bag, I use
right.
also in this
At least
small
at
I
bag.
least you're doing
yeah.
that.
I try to
Yeah,
reuse things. I try to reuse things. Like if I have a candle vessel that the candle is burned out, if it's glass, I will try to reuse it. I will put something in it and everything. And I do try to not to buy, like plastic clothes, because first of all, I don't really like it. It's pricier to get something real. But
Mhm.
oh, you're smelling your candle.
it's a
What's the smell?
Christmas
Oh,
pine tree.
so but I don't think that what we do is helping, because every time we still do a lot of bad stuff that will still, make this
Yeah,
planet in worse shape that it is.
have you guys thought about, I have solar panels on my house. So
oh, I
No.
didn't know
when we
that.
bought, yeah, when we
Mm-hmm.
bought the house, it was like I was obsessed with the notion that I need solar panels.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so in the midst of getting them, we still got them anyway, but in the midst of getting them, I saw this video that they're saying that, okay, we think that solar energy is clean, but the way that we're harvesting it is not really yet very much sustainable. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Because those batteries expire. They only work for about 25 to 30 years max.
Hmm.
After 25 to 30 years, you have to change them out. Once you change them out, number one, you have
mm,
to pay again, right? Because you have to change
right,
them
and
out.
you have to
Num-
do something with those. Mm-hmm.
But number two, they end up in a landfill also, and
Right.
they don't disintegrate. They don't.
Yeah.
They're going to be there forever. Those
True.
solar panels.
Thousands of
forever and
years.
ever and ever, thousands of years. Yes. So basically, the same thing with electric cars. We're like, oh, we're saving the planet because we're driving electric car. Same thing. Those electric cars, when they end up in a dump, they also take thousands of years to decompose.
Right.
So
Right.
it's like we don't yet have a very good system to not harm the
Yeah.
planet. We
No,
didn't
we
come up
don't.
with that yet. So
No.
there are solutions, right? Quote unquote solutions, but they're really
Different
not
planets.
solutions.
Different like in Florida we have mountains now, right? All
Yes.
of a sudden, and you think it's real mountains. Probably person who never been here will think so, but
I
it's
thought
garbage
so.
mountains.
I
What?
thought
It's
so.
garbage mountains.
Mm-hmm.
So they
Wow.
burn the garbage, then they put it in a
Uh-huh.
big pile, and then that pile on the top, on the surface, they put grass on it. So it looks like a very
And
nice grassy
but
hill. That's what it looks like.
it's not small hill. It's huge. It
Right,
looks
it's
like
not
a
a
freaking
right.
mountain. Yeah, that's how much garbage. Once they reach the certain allowed level, they build another one.
Yes, but literally me being from a mountainous area, right? I'm driving one day, I'm like, oh my God, there's
You said
mountains.
Florida
No,
is
it's not a
flat.
mountain.
No,
Yes,
it's
exactly.
Archaeologists from the future, if this future is gonna be for us humans, will find a lot of different stuff. They will have a lot of work to do because they will
Yeah.
find tons of shit and they will try to figure out why did we even need this?
Yes.
why
And
do
they're
you
gonna
have
be
so
like,
much ashes?
Yeah.
yes, they're like, what is this? What purpose did this serve?
What?
Yeah, I
Yes.
remember we had
Yes.
like in our other complex, we had like they collect garbage, they put it in certain area, and then the big garbage truck it takes picks that up at certain days. And I remember they didn't pick that garbage for like 3 days or so, and it's like I could not believe the amount of trash that came from all those apartments in 3 days. It was scary. It was so much. I'm like, what do we do? Like, what do we eat?
Yeah.
Where do we get
Yes.
Yeah.
all that?
And there and
People throw away a
and
lot of
there
food too.
yes, and there comes garbage mafia. I don't know if you have it in America, but we have it. This garbage mafia that that owns this whole stuff. Yes, and they will take everything that they need and they will try to sell it, try to reuse it because what's one person's
Trash
Trash
and
is
trash
others
another
is
is
one's
another
treasure. Yeah.
person's
treasure.
treasure. Yes, and
Good for them.
can
At
you
least they do
imagine?
something useful.
Oh, I don't think it's very useful because it's a criminal. It's criminals, and there's
Oh
a
yeah,
lot
it's
of that
criminal
stuff
and not
going on.
here.
Yeah,
You can easily go
no,
and
yeah,
probably
you
I don't know.
can,
Actually, I'm not
but
gonna
when we're
comment.
talking about trash mafia, there's a lot of criminal things involved.
Mm, yeah,
I want
talking
a
about
compost bin. I want a compost bin, but those cost a lot of money. Compost bins can cost you upwards $1,000. Plus, you always have to buy like the little filters or whatever for them. You
Hmm.
know what I'm talking about? Where you put like the food the scraps
mm-hmm,
from your
Yes.
food, you put it together, and then it turns it into soil, right?
mm-hmm.
Which I really, really, really want that because every time I'm cooking, every time I'm peeling a potato, I'm like, this could be used. You know,
Yeah,
this is good
Well,
stuff.
being
And
ecological is
and
come.
expensive too.
Well, come
so
to Russia.
expensive.
You come to Russia. You wouldn't have to, buy it. You just buy a house, a country house, and you make your own compost bin.
Compost.
Yes,
You know
Yeah,
what?
my
There
my
there
my
are
my
outside
parents have
compost
it.
bins too. There are
yeah.
outside compost bins too, but I don't
Yes.
know how to use them because also they smell a lot and I don't want my
Oh
backyard to
yeah,
smell.
yeah. You don't want
So
that.
Well, you have. I don't know. You have to do something. It's not. They're not smell.
they don't smell.
Yeah. I
They
mean,
don't.
not if you just. They will smell if you will just throw things out and forget about them. They will compost eventually, but they will smell. But I think you need some layers or something like this. Yeah.
Right, something like that. So I need to read about it. And there is a program actually that gives you a free compost bin if you come to their webinar and like listen how to do it properly. But
Hmm.
when they do, I'm at work, so I
What are
can't
you gonna
go.
do with this? Like, how will you use it?
Compost? The
Yeah.
I would put it
How will
out in
you
my
use
front
it?
yard and my backyard. It's
Uh-huh.
it's soil. It
Yeah,
makes
I know,
soil.
but I know, but how would you use it? Like, you will
I
grow
will I
something in it?
will
Like,
yes, I will
Oh,
plant
mm,
Nadia is
plants
a
and stuff like
grower.
that.
She likes to
I
grow
I
stuff.
grow
Yeah.
I grow
well, just my
stuff
mom.
except all of my stuff is getting if it's edible, it gets eaten by possums or what are the other ones called, Natasha?
Raccoons.
Raccoons,
Raccoons.
thank you. Raccoons
Yeah.
or possums come and they eat my stuff and I can't grow nothing.
I,
Or the
I,
caterpillars. The
I, you
caterpillars eat my stuff too.
we have thank God we still have those animals that eat the stuff, because we have less and less those animals, but they pretty much disappear. But what I want to also remember when I watch like TikTok, and also not just TikTok, just in real life as well, people, what drives me crazy when people eat normally, regularly, every day in plastic, with plastic silverware,
Yes,
and from
Yeah.
microplastic.
plastic plates, and
Yes,
using
yes.
plastic
It's
cups
awful.
every single day, and they, because they don't want to deal with dishes, and they throw it,
Mhm.
then let's just throw it
Have
away.
but have you
At
seen
work you
that
do it all the
bacteria?
time.
Have you seen that bacteria that eats plastic?
What? No.
There's
What
bacteria
is
that
it?
eats plastic. That's a good
Yes.
thing.
Yes, yes,
they
yes.
cre- they
I
they've
don't know
created
if
a
it was a
bacteria, or it's
I
like
don't know if it
from
was
nature.
created. I don't know if it was created or if it's natural. I don't know because nature also evolves, right? We think only we evolve. Everything evolves. So
Yeah.
I don't know if it was natural or not, but there is a bacteria now that can eat plastic.
Well, that would be a good thing. Where then does it disappear? Just ate the plastic, and where did it go? In the air,
I don't
or
know. It makes poop. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
make
Plastic.
it.
There's
The only
plastic
thing,
poop out of it. I don't know.
plastic poop. Interesting.
It
well,
converts it to something.
yeah. Well, somehow the dead bodies are dissolved, right? Maybe plastic is dissolved in the same way. Like,
No, but wait. Dead bodies are organic. Of
yeah,
course, they
I mean,
disappear
but I mean, it just dissolves. It doesn't like keep stays somewhere like in graves, or I
because
don't
they're
know.
organic and plastic is not.
Exactly. But maybe if that bacteria, eats it, maybe it dissolves like dead bodies. Like, that's
I
my,
don't know. I don't know what it
I
does,
wonder
but it
how it
does something.
works.
It does
How is this
something,
even
and then they
possible?
say that
No,
there's
Natasha, how is this even possible? The light conversation that we have always comes up to dead bodies.
two
Like,
dead bodies.
what's going on? Why everything ends up with this?
Everything
Yeah.
has to be about dead bodies.
It's it. Well, it's the end of the day. Somebody told me you have to do your podcast for like 10, 15 minutes. I'm like, we're not finishing saying hi to each other in 10
Yeah.
In 10
minutes.
minutes.
Yes, it's not possible.
But I have so many like things. Can we have a just rapid Q&A?
Okay, let's
Uh,
Yeah.
do it.
so, what is your biggest weakness? So already is that question you answered. Yours are books, and yours are
Yeah.
makeups and cosmetics. Um, what you would buy if you were a millionaire? Nadia would buy a house. What would you buy, Julia?
Me, I'm afraid
Yeah.
I'm gonna still buy books. Yeah, it's the stupidest thing that I can say, but I'm afraid it's true.
Okay. What is oh no, that's actually it's not short question. It was just a thing that I want to discuss, that people are getting ready for end of the world, and how much stuff they buy for that, and then it's like
Oh,
rot, and
it's
they have
it's
to
it's
throw
a
away.
whole new conversation
It's
because they're not just buying this, they're dig their own, like, huge, I don't even know, like
Bunkers. Bunkers.
bunkers.
Yes,
Yes,
yes, they have
they
bunkers.
yeah,
build them.
yeah.
They buy weapons and stuff, and like from, this food from army is it dry food or something like this. Yeah,
Yeah. Rations. Yes. Yeah,
yeah,
military rations.
yeah.
Yeah, I think we already talked about it. What do you collect? That's about the collections, because people collect a lot of weird stuff and spend thousands of dollars, like Lulu Boo Boo or Mumu
Yes.
Shushu. I don't know what it is, but again, you're collecting books, and I don't know if you
I'm
collected
collecting
anything when
books,
you were a
and
child.
yeah, but I'm collecting books and antiques. I like, I
Antiques.
don't
Okay.
like,
Oh, okay.
yes.
You recycle.
Oh yeah, I do.
Okay.
Let's
Do
say,
you
let's
guys?
call it that way. Next time when my mother will ask me, how could you even imagine spending this amount of money for this little thing? I will say, I'm doing my best at
You're
recycling
doing
things.
God's work, Mom. I'm doing
Yeah.
God's work. And do you compulsively buy? Do you buy something like
Yes.
you stay
I
in
do.
line? Yeah. What would that be?
Yes.
Bad
E-
girls.
Everything.
Everything.
Then
Everything.
It can be just a bad day, and I will wake up with a bunch of things in my hands, and I wouldn't even understand how did
and the
how did
stores
this
using it
happen?
so much against us, because you stay in line and they put huge rows of stuff right now, and
Yes.
everything looks even cuter because it's in small little forms, and
Yeah.
it's not that expensive, and you're like, get this. It's not really expensive.
Yes,
And
but
you
you
get
know
another
what?
one, another one.
You know what? My mom has a way out of this. She will buy a lot of things and then she will just return it.
I hate returning stuff. I hate returning stuff, even if
I
I
don't
don't
like.
need it, even if it whatever. I hate returning stuff.
My mom
Yeah,
hates
I'm
returning
annoyed.
stuff also, and that's why she's making me doing it.
She's making
she
you do
got
it.
she got a good plan. It's a good plan.
Yeah,
Buy it,
she's a
enjoy it,
genius.
pretend that you had it, and return it. I like it.
Yes.
Sometimes I did it a few times, but I hate returning, so I don't do a lot. Like for example, Christmas stuff or some like holiday decoration. I buy a bunch of them, and I come home and I'm like, why did you buy it?
But you
Yes.
see how
But
funny
I
you
had
see
it
how
in my hands. I return it. But
you
that's
see
it.
how funny, Natasha. That's what you have kids for, so that they can return your stuff for you.
Well, now I know. I never used that technique before, but now I think I am going to use
I
You
your
think my
should.
mom's
mom might have been
experience.
the one
Thank
to
you.
invent it.
What's your
Yes,
mom's
and
name?
my mom's name is Svetlana.
Oh,
Svetlana?
mine too.
Thank you.
I will tell her.
Your mamas, you have mamas, Svetlana's mamas. Okay,
Yes.
yes. Okay, guys. Uh,
Well,
so
we just scratched this topic.
we never have enough time. It's just
Yes,
this topic is too interesting. It's actually I didn't know.
yes.
As always, I see it and I'm like, I don't know, what am I going to talk about? Let me have just a few questions at least. I didn't even get to my questions.
It's always a part two. It's always a part two coming. Every
Yeah.
time when we meet to talk about some things, we just drift to some other topics. We
And dead
scratch the
bodies.
other
By
topics.
the way,
Yes,
there are sometimes when they
and we
go
end
to
up with
this
dead bodies.
hoarder's house, they found dead bodies on top of piles of
Yes, and there's
stuff.
another good topic to talk about because not just dead bodies on a pile of trash. There's a lot of explosions and everything. It's again, and we're talking. Okay,
Right.
so
I thought we would talk about hoarders, but we didn't talk about hoarders today. We
next
sort of,
time we
kind of.
Sort of did.
Yeah,
sort of, kind
because
of,
we're all hoarders. Oh, by the way, one last thing about the
yeah.
hoarding and consumption. Do you have like little? Probably Julia doesn't have it. I think you told me that you don't have this habit. But if I buy a new cream or something and it has a box and it's
No,
perfume and it's or clothes and it has a pretty box or a bag, I will open it and I will put it, somewhere, and I'm gonna open it and look at it because it's so pretty. I keep
You know
boxes for a
what's
while.
you know what's funny? I don't keep boxes except for Apple boxes.
I have a
oh
few Samsung and
Apple
Apple
stuff.
boxes.
yeah,
Apple
my
stuff.
mom
I will
still have
keep their
those.
boxes.
Yeah, and I still
Why?
have. I don't know. I
They're
don't know.
they're sturdy. They're very
But
sturdy.
why? What are you gonna do with it? Because I have them too. Why? I don't know
Okay,
why I keep them.
apparently there is a secondhand market for Apple's boxes because I think people like resell things and whatever, and
Oh, I need to try to sell them. I
they
will
have a
never do,
better
but
they would have a better way of like selling secondhand stuff if it has a box because it looks prettier for the other people. Get it?
yeah, that's true.
Interesting.
Yeah, and when they recycle them, yeah. My mom keeps also not apple boxes, jars, empty jars. When she
Yes.
comes, if we buy pickles or anything in jars, she will wash it and
Hmm.
she will put it somewhere
Yes.
in cabinets. And then she leaves, and I open that cabinet, and there are like 15 empty jars. Like, what are you gonna do?
Yes. But you
Marinate
know what,
pickles?
Natasha, you know what? Lately, me and my husband we started making pickled cabbage,
So
kvašená kapusta.
when am I coming? When am I
Come
coming?
over because we just made a new batch. In 2 days, it's going to be ready. But the thing is that I think it's an age thing. We never used to do that, and now we're like, we're going to
I
make
never
our own
do
pickled
that.
cabbage.
You know what? My
So,
parents makes a lot of pickled everything, like
Well, that's we
tomatoes
have
and
to
cucumbers and
in
everything.
Russia,
So
yeah,
yes, please come
Kazakhstan, the same.
to try my parents' pickled things. So I think that this is unfortunately we're gonna stop here because
Yeah,
we will
let's
drift to
let's
some
let's
other.
let's get. Oh
We
yeah,
will
Julia
drift to some other places.
yes, we will.
and Julia
Yeah,
has to run. So,
and other
guys,
topics. Yeah, and
Right.
I have to run.
yeah, you guys write in your comments. What are your weakness? What you if you buy stuff or don't buy stuff? Are you minimalist, maximalist, whatever? We would love to see it, and we will discuss it more in the future. Thank you very much for listening to us.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Have an amazing day.